से हो आप लोग?
हेलो सर, गुड इवनिंग।
गुड इवनिंग। मेरी आवाज क्लियर आ रही है ना?
यस सर।
ओके, गुड। चलो मैं शेयर करता हूँ आप लोग से स्क्रीन। हम लोग थ्रेड प्रिवेंशन पढ़ाई कर रहे हैं। Preventions. ओके, कहाँ है बाकी लोग? Where they are? Who joined from the user? May I know the name? User से किसने ज्वाइन किया है? हेलो, hello. Yes, user. I can. Can you please tell your name so I can write it down? आवाज ही नहीं आ रही आपकी। Raj, you from user. Hello.
So I have a question. So let me know when can I ask.
Yeah, please. Let me just check. Okay, he dropped it. Yes, you can ask. You can ask now.
So I have a situation, right? So I have like an inside zone and an outside zone. So outside zone is connected to the internet. On the inside zone, I have all my users with all this private IP address. So when they go from inside to outside, I need to do the source NAT. The only thing is that the way I want to do is that I only want to do a source NAT if the users are going to the internet. On the outside interface, I also have another network connected, but I don't want to use a source NAT if the users are going to that network. So can you do a source NAT based on the destination IP addresses where the traffic is going?
The simple answer is no.
So
Based on the
then-
destinations, you changing your source, right? But you not
Based on
caring
that,
about
wherever if you're going to certain destination, you do a source NAT. If you're not going to certain destination, you don't do any source NAT.
So we having a NAT exception in that case. We just have to use that. Let me show you.
Yeah, so that's what I was talking about there. What is it this NAT exception is?
NAT exception. And I'm sure this is a real-time production environment, right? Question you're asking.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me tell you what is a NAT exception. Okay, so NAT exception, let me show you. Just give me 1 second. Let me just stop something. Just give me, lab is not working, so I'm just fixing it. Then I will show you. Okay, should work. So, okay. So now it's not working. So you asked me the NAT exception. Okay. So the NAT exception is the feature we can exempt, like, or we can do the NAT based on the destination and source if both are going to match. So let me show you.
सर गुड इवनिंग।
गुड इवनिंग, गुड इवनिंग मदन जी, गुड इवनिंग। कोई क्वेश्चन है?
हाँ सर, कमाल जी ने क्या पूछा सर, मैं समझ नहीं पाया।
कमाल जी क्वेश्चन बताएंगे, फिर आपको क्वेश्चन बता दीजिए कमाल जी आप, फिर मैं आपको आंसर देता हूँ।
Sure. So we talked about हमने बात की थी नेट सोर्स नेट के ऊपर, जहाँ पे जो है ना सोर्स आईपी एड्रेस चेंज होता है, जहाँ पे अगर ट्रैफिक इंटरनेट पे जा रही हो। तो मेरा क्वेश्चन ये है कि मेरी एक इनसाइड जोन है और एक मेरा जो है एक्सटर्नल जोन है। जो एक्सटर्नल जोन है उसके ऊपर मेरे और नेटवर्क्स कनेक्टेड हैं और मेरा इंटरनेट भी कनेक्टेड है। तो मैं ये चाहता हूँ कि जो मेरे जो है ना सोर्स नेट जो है, अगर तो मेरी ट्रैफिक इंटरनेट पे जा रही है तो सिर्फ और सिर्फ सोर्स नेट हो, और अगर मेरी ट्रैफिक इंटरनेट पे नहीं जा रही बट और इंटरफेसेस पे जा रही है जो कि उसी इंटरनेट इंटरफेस पे कनेक्टेड जो मेरे इंटरनल नेटवर्क्स हैं, तो मैं ये चाहता हूँ कि मेरी ट्रैफिक नेट ना हो।
ओके सर।
कमल, एक्चुअली आई जस्ट वांट टू अंडरस्टैंड।
तो उसमें बेसिकली वो जो मेरे अपने नेटवर्क्स हैं वो मुझे नेटवर्क्स पता है कि भाई वो 5 नेटवर्क्स हैं, तो आई वांट एक्सेप्ट दोस 5 नेटवर्क्स के उनके ऊपर नेट हो ना हो, बाकी हर ट्रैफिक के ऊपर नेट हो।
दिस इज द इंटरनेट।
And there where you put like another link between internet and this firewall, which is, for example, you can say your DMZ or what you want to call it, another network, right? Another network, right?
DMZ, right?
Yeah, no, on usi interface ke upar, not a separate interface. The same interface that's going to internet, that is connected to that network. This interface is also connected to the second network on the top. So, but this one is connected to this interface, not a separate network, not a separate
Okay,
interface.
so now this is the one physical interface. So how basically you're connecting this DMZ, because one interface can run cables.
So basically, it's simple, right? On the right-hand side interface, it's not connected to internet, it's connected to a router. So delete internet and connect it to a router.
Okay, let me just do it.
So this is a router.
Okay,
And router one interface is connected to DMZ and one interface is connected to the internet.
okay. Now let's logical. And what is IP address here?
No. On the router, connect the router to the internet. The router.
Okay.
And let's say the IP between the firewall and the router is like one dot, that's just a link, right?
Mm-hmm.
And on the DMZ, let's say the IP addresses are 10 subnet.
This is the 10 subnet, right?
The whole DMZ is 10 subnet.
Okay, let's assume this 10. And what is IP address one?
This is just a point-to-point interface, right?
But
1.1.1. Let's say it's 1.1.1.
No, this is a public or private? Just want to make sure this is a public or private.
This one you can say it can be public, it can be private, it doesn't matter.
No, it matters. Actually, it's matters.
Okay, let's say yeah.
You just tell me
it's a private then.
Private. So let me just think about 192.168.10.24. And this for sure this is a public. So
This is a public. And on the LAN side, let's say you are on 172 subnet, right? So my thing is that if I'm going to 172.10, I don't want it to be netted by the firewall. But if I'm going from 172 to the internet, I want it to be netted. So
what is your NAT IP address? What is your NAT IP?
No, the NAT, I will be using a pool. Let's say I am using a pool, a public pool, abc.x/24. Let's say like I will be using like, for example, 150.
Okay, so now you're having a public pool here. Let's just suppose
150.150/24.
This thing was 16, okay?
Yeah, that's fine, right? Yeah. So I want
now,
it.
next question is, wait.
Go
Next question is how you are making this reachable, the public IP address from the internet.
Means on the firewall, you have a default route that is pointing to 192.168.10.10 to the router. On the router, you have a default route pointing towards there.
Okay. So we having a default route.
And then on the same router, means it doesn't matter, on the same router where you have a default route, you also have a 10.10.10 subnet pointing towards R1. So you have another static route, but again, that will be covered by default. You see that on the firewall, where you have a 000 pointing to the R1, you have another static route, 10.10.10 pointing towards R1.
This one is just directly connected, right? Not pointing.
Yeah. No, I was talking about the firewall, not on the router, on the firewall.
Okay, firewall. Okay, firewall. Okay. Got it.
So this is the setup.
Okay, that's fine. So what you want? You want if this user might be this user sitting here, right? You want if this wants to go on the internet, then NAT is required.
Yeah.
Right. If this user don't want to go, even they want to like
go. If this user wants to go to the DMZ 10.10 subnet, then the NAT should not happen.
That should not happen. right?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's pretty much so routing is okay from LAN. You register a firewall. Firewall, you having a default route. You're doing the NAT that is going to there, and then you just want to exempt the destinations. Okay, so let's assume this is the like scenario source NAT we have right here, and in this source NAT we having a destination address, right? And also we having a translated packet. So translated packet, we have to exempt it, but the destination here is any we are putting, then 10 is also going to be performed. So what we
Yeah.
have to do, you just have to create a new NAT policy here, right? Just create a new rule, okay? Just on top of the any, okay? Just on top of the any, just think about this one. Or might be just move on a little bit down. Come. It's slow. Here you have to go, right? Source, this, destination, those, and destination just put 10.10.10.0/24, not any. Translated, just put none.
Okay, so
That's
that
all.
will do the trick, right? Okay,
Yes.
because this one hit before the other one.
Yeah.
And it's
So there is no
exempted.
NAT. This is the that's going to exempt it. Now there is no NAT is going to happen, and they will just follow the normal routing and the security policy, and this is going to do the rest of the thing.
Okay, I think that
Right.
makes, yeah, I got it. Thank you.
All right. It's very difficult question. Really you ask after a long time.
The answer was easy, right?
Yeah.
The answer is easy.
Answer is easy, but trust me, if you ask like people, if I ask this question to the people, even the very senior level, they not have the answer.
तभी तो आपसे
Only,
पूछा तभी
yeah.
तो आपसे
नहीं,
पूछा
मैं इसलिए बता रहा हूँ क्योंकि बहुत समय बाद किसी ने एक क्वेश्चन पूछा मेरे से कि जब मैं I was just deploying the one of the largest MNC network, right? And suddenly customer asked the question कि मुझे ऐसे करना है, तो I was also like ये कैसे होगा यार, right? So I was very intense. मैंने बहुत सारा चीज पढ़ा, डिस्कशन किया, then we come to the solution कि भाई चलो let's use this one. तो बहुत दिनों से किसी ने पूछा नहीं था, and you asked me suddenly, तभी मैं पूरा टोपोलॉजी समझा, and then we can do that. It's very easy, but just only you have to logic. Okay, so now what?
इसमें एक और क्वेश्चन मेरा ये है कि मेरे पास
हम्म।
फायरवॉल है VM जो है
हम्म।
उसके ऊपर मैंने कहीं से मुझे ऑथ कोड मिल गया, तो मैंने ऑथ कोड लगा के अपने जो EVNG के अंदर उसको मैंने लाइसेंस कर दिया। तो पॉइंट ये है कि अगर मैं उस VM को डिलीट करूंगा और दोबारा मैं उसको रिक्रिएट करूंगा तो वो ऑथ कोड और लाइसेंस चला जाएगा।
चला जाएगा, 100%
So
चला
is
जाएगा।
it possible कि without contacting Palo Alto, how can I install that auth code back? Was there a workaround that I don't lose that license even if I lose? For example, अगर मेरा EVNG का machine crash हो जाती है, if you rebuild the OS, so then auth code that license firewall is gone.
This is so always be there. So only way, always you have to get the auth code, right? This is the only way.
Okay.
Else, there is a way. You have to contact someone who know very well, VMware, right? And once you deploy your image in any event, from where VMware with the license image, you have to extract the Palo-Alto Firewall image, right? Then only even your license is going to be expired after a certain period of time. The still all functionality can be tested. So this is the only way. So I paid a lot for this, right? And then finally I get one image, and for which I'm training you all, and that still, trust me, I don't have code. I just keep asking the people because I paid for them, and he keep giving the image whenever I need. So like it was like kind of jugaad. So we have done in very long time. But yes, if you want to use real, then every time this is going to remain with you. So आपको हमेशा
दूसरा
license
ये है कि
चाहिए।
ये पालो आल्टो की फायरवॉल जो है ये eBay पे कितने की आती होगी जो पुराना मॉडल, क्योंकि it doesn't matter right as long as it can run like 10. You see, you can buy a real firewall with the real image like with $100-200 की आ
That
जाती है।
if you really plan to buy the real firewall, so there is no much cost is going to happen.
No, but we don't need to buy a brand new one, right? So
Yeah, you just
पुराना
go and buy any brand. You can just any new or it's not too costly. Even you find research, it's like
but इसमें ये है
221.
ना कि इसमें ये लाइसेंस होगी कि नहीं होगी।
लाइसेंस नहीं होगा, लाइसेंस तो नहीं होगा, किसी में नहीं होगा। आप ये
तो
सोच रहे हो कि मैं बाय
अपनी
करूंगा
असल बात तो लाइसेंस की है ना, वरना तो आप ईवेंजी पे
हाँ
चलाओगे।
हाँ, इवन तभी तो बोल रहा हूँ कि देयर इज नो पॉइंट, बट इट्स नॉट टू कॉस्टली। अगर इंडिया में देखो ये $90 में मिल रहा है, सो आपको देखना पड़ेगा। बहुत $33 में मिल रहा है, देख रहे हैं आप। सो
हाँ, मुझे इसका
$85
लाइसेंस
मिल
ही
रहा
कोई नहीं है तो फिर फायदा क्या हुआ उसका।
है। तो ये इट्स नॉट टू कॉस्टली। मेरे पास तो है, मैं तो करते रहता हूँ, बट नो यूज। क्योंकि अगर कोई ऐसा बंदा आता है, बोलता है कि मुझे करना है, कभी आ गया मेरे पास, तो मैं बोलता हूँ बैठ के करो भाई, ठीक है, देखो यहाँ पे मेरे पास सारे स्विचेज हैं, सारे राउटर्स हैं, तो एवरीथिंग आई हैव, बट यूजलेस। इलेक्ट्रिसिटी खाते हैं और कुछ नहीं करते हो। तो मैं शुरू में जब व्हेन आई वाज लर्निंग, मेरे को मतलब आई वाज वेरी फैसिनेटेड, तो मैं डिवाइस से बड़ा बिलीव करता था। बट नाउ डेज लाइक एवरीथिंग इज वर्चुअली पॉसिबल। कुछ भी ऐसी चीजें वर्चुअली नहीं पॉसिबल है, स्टैक को छोड़कर, राइट? और एक दो चीज और हैं जिसको छोड़कर, तो व्हाई शुड वेस्ट आवर इलेक्ट्रिसिटी, एयर कंडीशन एंड मनी एंड एवरीथिंग। हाँ, स्टिल वी हैव अ सेटअप। People want to do physically, we can provide them. अगर फिजिकल रैक किसी को चाहिए, we can give them. वो भी हमारे पास जुगाड़ है, we can completely। लेकिन उसमें उतना फ्लेक्सिबल नहीं कि आप पीसी ऐड कर लिए, आप फायरवॉल ऐड कर दिया, आप लिंक लगा के इधर, मतलब you cannot do lot of। आपको बस एक लैब मिल जाएगा और आप पे जो प्री डिफाइंड टोपोलॉजी, you can use them। ये बस प्रॉब्लम आती है। ठीक है, so can we start? तो मैं इसको रिकॉर्डिंग को बंद कर देता हूँ।